Hello everyone, it's me Shanti and you're watching Biology Nowadays. In this video, let's discuss the first chapter, the living world. We will discuss mainly the diversity in the living world and also about taxonomic hierarchy as well as taxonomic categories. By the way, you can press on the CC icon to see the subtitles. Okay, so now let's dive into the topic. We all know how beautiful this living world is. The diversity in living organisms and the place where they live in is just amazing. Living organisms range from microscopic bacteria to the giant blue whale. By the way, did you know the fact that about 1.7 to 1.8 million different kind of living organisms on Earth are known and described? Actually, this refers to biodiversity. In other words, the number and types of organisms present on Earth. Biodiversity is actually the short form of biological diversity. You should keep in mind that day by day, new species are discovered and the list of these species is never ending. As we know, there are millions of plants and animals in this world. We recognize the plants and animals in our own area by their local names, right? For example, in my mother tongue, which is Malayalam, mango is called as manga. And how do you call mango in your mother tongue? Let me know in the comment section below. So, as you can understand, these local names would vary from place to place, even within a country. Hence, there is a need to standardize the naming of living organisms such that a particular organism is known by the same name all over the world. This kind of a naming process is called nomenclature. That particular name is called as scientific name or biological name of that particular organism. Of course, nomenclature or naming is only possible when the organism is described correctly. Also, we should know to which organism the name is attached. This step is identification. For plants, scientific names are given according to International Code of Botanical Nomenclature. On the other hand, for animals, scientific names are given according to International Code of Zoological Nomenclature. The scientific names ensure that each organism has only one name all over the world. Description of any organism should enable the people in any part of the world to arrive at the same name. They also ensure that such a name has not been used for any other non-organism. Scientific name of an organism has two components, the generic name and the specific epithet. This system of providing a name with two components is called binomial nomenclature. This naming system was introduced by Carolus Linnaeus, also known as Carl Linnaeus, in 1751. He is often called the father of taxonomy. Let's take the example of mango. The scientific name of mango is Mangifera indica and is written like this in italics. Here, Mangifera represents the genus, that means generic name, while indica is a particular species or a specific epithet. Epithet means a nickname, or in other words, it gives some more details of the genus. Now let's discuss some more points regarding scientific names. Biological names or scientific names are generally in Latin and always written in italics. They are Latinized or derived from Latin irrespective of their origin. For example, indica in Mangifera indica is a modern Latin word which means of India, and it refers to the plant's native region. As we discussed earlier, the first word in a biological name represents the genus, while the second component denotes the specific epithet. Both the words in a biological name, when handwritten, are separately underlined like this or printed in italics to indicate their Latin origin. The first word denoting the genus starts with a capital letter, while the specific epithet starts with a small letter. Here, in Mangifera indica, the generic name Mangifera starts with capital M, and the specific epithet indica starts with the small letter I. Let me add one more point regarding scientific names. In scientific names, the name of the author appears after the specific epithet. That is, at the end of the biological name, and is written in an abbreviated form. Example, Mangifera indica Linn. It indicates that this species was first described by Linnaeus. As we already know, there are millions of living organisms on Earth. Now, let me ask you a question. Is it possible to study about all the living organisms on Earth? No, alright? But classification can make this possible to some extent. Classification is the process by which anything is grouped into convenient categories based on some easily observable characters. The scientific term for these categories is taxa. Here you must note that taxa can indicate categories at very different levels. Plants, animals, mammals, dogs are all taxa. But you know that a dog is a mammal and mammals are animals. Therefore, animals, mammals, and dogs represent taxa at different levels. Hence, based on characteristics, all living organisms can be classified into different taxa. The process of classification of living organisms into different taxa based on certain characteristics is called taxonomy. The term taxonomy is derived from the Greek word taxis, which means arrangement, and nomos, which means law. Taxonomy is the science of naming, describing, and classifying organisms and includes all plants, animals, and microorganisms of the world. Now, can you tell me who is called the father of taxonomy? If you remember the answer, type it right now in the comment section below. Okay, let's see more on taxonomy. External and internal structure, along with the structure of cell, development process, and ecological information of organisms are essential and form the basis of modern taxonomic studies. So we can say characterization, identification, classification, and nomenclature are the processes that are basic to taxonomy. You should also know that there is a branch of biology called systematics. Systematics is the study of diversity of organisms and their evolutionary relationships. Systematics is a combination of taxonomy and phylogenetic analysis and is used to understand the evolution of life. The word systematics is derived from the Latin word systema, which means systematic arrangement of organisms. As we discussed earlier, during classification, each organism is placed into a category. Since the category is a part of overall taxonomic arrangement, it is called the taxonomic category, and all categories together constitute the taxonomic hierarchy. Each category, referred to as a unit of classification, in fact represents a rank and is commonly termed as taxon. Plural form is taxa. Taxonomical studies of all non-organisms have led to the development of common categories such as kingdom, phylum in case of animals or division in case of plants, class, order, family, genus, and species. All organisms, including those in the plant and animal kingdoms, have species as the lowest category, whereas kingdom is the highest category. To place an organism in various categories, the basic requirement is the knowledge of characters of an individual or group of organisms. Now let's learn about each category in detail. First, species. Different kinds of animals, fungi, plants, and microorganisms are called different species. As we just saw before, species is the lowest category in taxonomical hierarchy. A species is defined as a potentially interbreeding group of organisms that can produce viable offspring that themselves can interbreed. Thus, animals of two different species, like a tiger and a lion, cannot interbreed, while animals of the same species can. So, species is a group of individual organisms with fundamental similarities. One should be able to distinguish one species from the other closely related species based on the distinct morphological differences. If you take the case of tiger and lion, you can easily find distinctive morphological differences, right? Each genus may have one or more than one specific epithets representing different organisms, but having morphological similarities. Next higher category is genus. Plural form is genera. A group of related species which has more characters in common in comparison to species of other genera are grouped under a genus. We can say that genera are aggregates of closely related species. For example, potato and brinjal are two different species. They cannot interbreed to produce a fertile offspring, but both belong to the genus Solanum because of some similarities in leaf arrangement, arrangement of veins in leaves, related vegetative and reproductive structures. So, a genus is a group of species that share similar characteristics, while a species is a group of related organisms that can interbreed. Next higher category is family. A group of related genera with still less number of similarities as compared to genus and species are grouped under family. Among plants, for example, three different genera, Solanum, Petunia, and Datura, are placed in the family Solanaceae, otherwise called the nightshade family. Solanum, Petunia, and Datura share some common morphological characteristics to be included in the Solanaceae family. Next higher category is order. Families with a few similar characters come under same order. The similar characters are less in number as compared to different genera included in a family. For example, plant families like Convolvulaceae, Solanaceae are included in the order Polymoniales, mainly based on the floral characters. Next higher category is class. Orders with similar characteristics, in other words, related orders, come under same class. For example, order Primata, comprising monkey, gorilla, and gibbon, and order Carnivora, that includes animals like tiger, cat, and dog, are placed under the class Mammalia. These animals are placed under the class Mammalia because they are all warm-blooded animals which give birth to their young ones. Next higher category is phylum in case of animals or division in case of plants. Plural form of phylum is phyla. Classes with a few similar characteristics come under same phylum or division. For example, animals belonging to various classes like mammals, fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds, etc. come under the phylum Chordata. All these animals are grouped under phylum Chordata based on the common features like presence of notochord and dorsal hollow neural system. In case of plants, classes Monocotyledone and Dicotyledone are grouped under the division Angiospermae. They are included in Angiospermae because they are all flowering seed plants. Next is kingdom. This is the highest category in taxonomical hierarchy. In the case of animals, all animals belonging to various phyla are assigned to the highest category called kingdom Animalia in the classification system of animals. On the other hand, in the case of plants, all plants belonging to various divisions are assigned to the highest category called kingdom Plantae in the classification system of plants. Once again, here are the taxonomic categories from species to kingdom. These are broad categories. You may have already noted that as we go higher from species to kingdom, the number of common characteristics goes on decreasing. For example, plants belonging to same genus share less common characteristics than plants belonging to same species. In the same way, plants belonging to same family shares less common characters than plants belonging to same genus. So, we can also say that lower the taxa, more are the characteristics that the members within the taxon share. I hope it is clear now. When you learn this chapter, be thorough with the ascending order of the taxa in taxonomical hierarchy, that is from species to kingdom, and also the point that as we go higher from species to kingdom, the number of common characteristics goes on decreasing. Here is a table with the scientific names of some common plants and animals. Study this table for a better understanding about various taxa. When you feel that you have learned this chapter thoroughly, then watch our video on Living World MCQs and test whether you got all the important concepts right. The link will be given in the description box below. And that's all for this video. If you find this video helpful, hit the like button and share this with your friends. Thanks for being with me and subscribe to this channel for more biology videos.